just try to follow. Okay, so we have the requirement gathering, analysis phase, design phase, coding phase, testing phase, and deployment phase, and then implementation phase. Now we have all these particular phases, right? Now, what do you mean by waterfall model? For years and years, the waterfall model was existing into the system. And even now, many of the organizations still now will follow the waterfall model, even now, because it's a deep rooted, because if anyone knows about the SDLCs or the model, so all the people have been fixed up with this particular waterfall model. Since last 4 5 years, the organization was tremendously changed with the different SDLC models. Now this is the first, this is the basic model which it has been started, and then this is how we have been used it. What it exactly means is waterfall means, for an example, you will go for many waterfalls. So how the waterfalls will be there? It's like this, right? So the waterfall means, now after this one, so it will come to here, it will come to here, it will come to here, it will come to here. This is just like a waterfall, means how the waterfalls in a sequential pattern, the same thing it will be happen. Now I got a requirement. Now what it will happen is, it will go to the requirement phase, then it will go to the uh, analysis phase, and then it will go to the design phase, and then it will go to the coding phase, and then it will go to the testing phase, and then it will go to the deployment phase, and then implementation phase. Once again, if there is any other requirement, once again it will come to the requirement gathering, once again it will come to analysis, design, coding, implement, testing, deployment, and implementation. You see it? So this will have this particular thing. What is the advantages and the disadvantages of this one? So if you understand the what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of this particular waterfall model is, you imagine that, example, I give you a live examples. You know, many channels, right? TV, OTT platforms, which it comes into the picture. So I think I used the same example in the previous session. So that's the reason I just wanted to take that. You know, AHA, one of the OTT platform, when it was released for the first time, uh, the application itself, it's not so user friendly, and the application will be getting crashed. I'm just talking about one of the OTT platform called AHA. So just it's a good example. That's the reason I just wanted to take it up. So apart from that, nothing else. When it released that app, so the app is not so stable. It was continuously getting crashed, and the look and feel of that particular AHA app is not so great. Then what do you know? Within the span of time, it has been drastically changed in terms of look and feel, in terms of usage, in terms of stability, and in terms of the videos, in terms of content. So everything has been changed. But what they wanted to do, you know, they wanted to get into the market as quickly as possible. Because of the pandemic situation, the people are not coming to the theaters. They should need some platform to go into the market first. They hit the market, slowly they have been changed themselves. And now, you know, we do have Amazon, Netflix, and most popular Z5, Disney Hotstar. So these are the channels, right? Whatever the user pays, they have it. AHA has been joined into this particular statistical data, the highest user base throughout the world. See, I'm not promoting anything here. I'm just saying you that what make the difference. You just understand the logic. In pandemic, no one is coming out. So now the rise of OTTs was happened. So at that point of time, they wanted to go into the market as quickly as possible. They came, and once they came, now they have a lot of issues and bugs. As soon as they come enter into the market, slowly they started fixing this, and then it was went good. Now they have the highest user base. Imagine that for developing this particular OTT platform, it is taking 1 year of time for them. By this time, the pandemic is over, and then all theaters are open. Will it have that particular value if we started OTT now to compete with all these particular big giants? Is it will be possible? Absolutely not. So the time is most important. What time you are entering into the system is most important. After that, if you do create any other OTT platforms also, it doesn't make any big differences, because now these are heavy competitors in the market. Now many of the people are starting the OTT platforms, but it is very hard to sustain in the market because these are the game changers. So to compete with them, so first they came into the system, and then they started slowly improving the things. Now you imagine that requirement gathering. Now we come to the waterfall model, and I have been given the complete OTT requirements. Hey, I wanted a beautiful app, look and feel app, and then I need to have these all features. I need to search by the languages. I need to search by the genres. I need to search by the hero, heroines, and directors. So all these features and functionalities, if I have been given it for development itself, it is taking 1 hour, 1 year of time. And if there is any particular change, for an example, if I'm making the coding, if there is a change, once again I need to recycle back to the requirement gathering, and once again it need to follow this. Will it not consume the time? Lots and lots of time would be taken if there is any particular requirement changes are there, and you have developed all the things. You given 100 requirements here, and here your present means after the deployment, right? You will be presenting it to the client. You present it to the client. Then client said that, boss, this is not I asked for. Why are you giving this? Now, whatever the time he spent 6 months with 10 resources or 15 resources, it will go on waste, right? So customer feedbacks are very, very important. I'll give you an example. Um, you'll go for a cutting shop. You went to any cutting shop which you don't have mirror, or any beauty parlor without having any mirror. Why we required mirror? Okay, I'll ask you another question. Uh, See, if he's a smart barber, so what he will do is, sir, he will cut, and then he'll ask, sir, is this the way thing we wanted? He'll say, no, 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 you need to, a little bit, you need to cut more. Then once again, he will make some sounds, and then he'll ask, sir, is this the thing which you are expected? Yeah, slightly, some more slightly. Then he will make some sound, and then he'll say that, sir, is this the thing you wanted? Ah, this is what I wanted. If not, he cuts all the things, and then he'll ask, sir, is this a style you wanted? Then what you'll say, boss, this is not I asked you to cut. Why you cut like this? Obviously, we'll ask. So that's the reason. Always instant customer feedbacks are most important for us. As quickly as possible, if you get the feedback, so that it would be easy for us to know it. Or else you said you tell me for 6 months I have been waited here, and after 6 months, if you're coming back and saying that, hey, this is not I expected, then will it be fair? So now whatever the efforts and these things are very utter failure, right? So customer feedbacks are low. The frequency of the customer feedbacks is low, and the time taken to the whatever the time it was taken for this particular requirements, it is more, or requirement changes is more. As the time is increasing, the cost of the resources also going more, and the time to market, this is the most important thing, time to market. So this terminology, what you meant by time to market is as quickly as possible coming into the market. It is called a time to market. If you think an idea, within days it should come into the picture, else someone will steal that idea. Or because this world, people, many people will think like us, so that they can easily implement that one. Many people will be thinking, but only few people are doers. So few people will be implement that, few people will just think that. There is a lot of difference between thinking and doing. So think about that one. So now these are the basic, very very basic and very important. There are other disadvantages also. If you go to the articles, you can see many disadvantages over there. I'm sorry, many disadvantages are there, but these are the very basic disadvantages which it would be getting with the waterfall model. Then what are the advantages we'll be getting it? We can get the concrete requirements. Means here in each phase, the requirements was concretely discussed and designed, and we know exactly what to do. No requirement changes consistently. Means because if any requirement changes, they need to follow all this particular cycle. One side that is advantage, another side is this disadvantage. See, advantage means now we know what exactly we need to do. There is no consistently changing. If consistently something is changing, say for an example, now I'm trying to cook. So when I'm going to cook some, for an example, I'm going to cook fried rice. So now immediately coming back and saying that, hey, don't cook fried rice, cook biryani. Okay, if I'm starting to cook the biryani, hey, don't do that. You do with the egg biryani. And then if I'm doing with, hey, add some extra masala. See, consistently getting changed, it always leads to a lot of issues. You will not get the quality of the product. So other side, so this is what the basic requirement. But now on other side, you need to think that why we require this consistently changing. Ambassadors, ambassador cars, good olden days in 1990s, that was
Yes.
the topmost cars in India, especially in India. So Atlas cycles. Atlas cycle means you may not knowing. So if it is your 1980s kids, you will be knowing about this Atlas cycles and ambassador cars. Per year, 80 lakhs of cycles would be sold. Atlas. He started his thing in a small garage, cycle shop, and then he able to produce 80 lakhs cycles per year, and he was worldwide popularized. An ambassador, it's a status symbol. It's a status symbol in India during 1985s or 1990s, or even till 1905s also. Now both the companies are, means Atlas was about to shut down. Ambassador recently they have been changed, the model recent release means before a month they have been released, recent release. But Ambassador is also almost closed status. Why? Because they are not able to update to the latest trends and technologies. If you're not able to update your business according to the customer needs, you will go away. Now you tell me, if you're saying that a customer came for a hotel, he will say that, boss, give me dosa. And once again he will call and say that, hey, in that dosa just add some more ghee. And then once again he calls and say that, boss, add some more podi. And then he will say that, boss, for this one I need some good chutneys, give it to me. And he will say that, hey, put some masala also into that dosa. So now consistently he was giving some requirements. If you say that, hey, if you want to eat, eat, or else you go away, can you say to him? Then he will just go and he will say for 100 people, hey, these people are not polite in talking to us, these people are not doing it. Then he will never come back to your hotel. Not only he, whatever he knows, the references, every references, he will not come to you at all. So customer satisfaction is the most important thing. So if the customer is asking for the business requirements or business changes, we need to stop him at one point, not in all the points. We know at any one point we need to stop. So we need to politely say, sir, for this dosa you eat it like this, sir. Next to dosa I'll give it to you like this. Just you try with this. So this is one variety, and that's a second dosa, this other variety. So how you handle the people, how you handle the customer is most important thing. So and if those are outdated requirements and it is not sustainable in the market, the requirement should get changed, right? See, now when I was starting at that point of time, so in the pandemic, I'm thinking that, hey, in the pandemic the people will not come that, so that's the reason OTT platforms will be more quicker, so that I choose the business. But suddenly now everyone is coming, so now I need to make something attractive to get all the customers, right? So that would be the requirement getting changes consistently. We need to go ahead and then do that requirement changes according to the customer. If you say that you asked me this, I'll give you only this. You ask me dosa, I'll give you only dosa. You don't ask for anything else. Can we say this? No. You go for a barber shop and you'll be saying that, boss, I need this design, means, or I need a V cut. So if you say that, and then you say that, was I think V cut is not fitting for me, just cut down this particular shape, keep normal. No, 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 no. You ask me for V cut, I'll only do the V cut. If he says that, will you accept? So always what the requirement would be getting changed. See now when you are seeing it, see now when you're cutting your beard or hair, so then you'll feel that, hey, this is not looking good. Okay, I'll change my style. So now on the fly, you'll be trying to change your style. When you're going to change that style, obviously that requirement is getting changed. So now the barber need to interact with you and say that, okay, sir, I'll cut it. Don't worry. If he says that, you'll be happy. If he don't say that, no, 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 I'll not do that. Will you be happy? No. According to that, you need to mold yourself. The changes will obviously come. There is one popular diagram. Uh, okay. Um, and if you're So this is the diagram. Always the people used to make a fun of the requirements. See how the customer would be explaining. So the customer would be explaining with a tree, with a branch, with a sliding with the three slides. Now how the project leader or the business analyst will understand is, hey, for the branches I need to construct like this. And how the analyst will design, or analyst or the architect will design is like this. And then after this one, how the programmer will write the code. How the programmer will write the code is this is how he will write the code. And how the customer really required is this. Really the customer requires this. See now this is how the requirements would be flown. So you need to understand the proper requirements. There is a lot of communication gaps. There are many exercises and games around this to how to do the communication changes or these things. There would be a lot of games and the things are there for this one. So however, we're coming back. Just give me 1 second, guys. I have a small distraction here. Okay. Um, fine. So now this is how the requirements would be there, and it would be consistently means getting changed. We need to be that's the world now. For an example, in the Flipkart Big Billion Day or any other changes it was coming for us. So accordingly to that one, we need to get changed ourselves, and then we need to move further. Okay, so this is how this particular waterfall model having the advantages and the disadvantages to it, and then it would be proceeded with the further. Okay, now next we will talk about prototype model. Now we wanted to change from this particular means we want see now we've seen the lot of disadvantages here, right? Now we wanted to see the prototype model. The name itself, it was saying that prototype. What do you meant by prototype?
Blueprint.
Sample project of a
It should be a rules and regulations how the product should become. So
That's a protocol. Protocol is different.
It's a dummy
Prototype is
model.
different.
It's a dummy model.
See, yeah, I given the same
It's a
example.
dummy model.
Yeah, so cool. So now just go back. Means I'll just give the same example which I have been given in the videos itself. I'll give you prototype model. Okay, I give you the same example which we talk in the video we have been discussed, right? I talk about the same one. Example now, there is a function in your home. Okay, so now for that particular function, you just means you wanted to buy some sweets. Now when you wanted some sweets and then buying there, you go for the sweet shop and you'll ask boss, give me 5 kilos of this, 5 kilos of this, and immediately you'll ask, boss, is the sweets are fresh? Then what he'll say, sir, it just now it arrived, sir, you can see it. Okay, give me sample, I'll try to eat that and then see it. Then
protocol is the testing a product before approve the manufacturing, sir. Hello.
I didn't understand what is your question.
So what is the protocol example, sir?
That is what I'm explaining you now, right?
Yes, sir.
That is not protocol. That is prototype. Protocol is a set of rules is called prototype.
Yes, sir.
Protocol.
Prototype
So this
is
is
the
prototype
test
I'm talking about.
product. Prototype is the test product before it is approved for the manufacturing.
Why you going for the manufacturing industry? We are in software, not in manufacturing. Just to hold on for some time. I'm just trying to explain you the same thing, right? I didn't started explaining
Okay,
that one. Okay, after explanation, you can ask me the question.
okay, sir.
Prototype. So now I told you, right? Okay, I'm in the middle of the example. So now we went and then we'll ask him, hey, give me the sample suite. So now we'll have that particular sample suite, and then we will decide that, hey, this suite is good, then I can take it. If the suite is not good, boss, this is not good, I don't want it. Another example. So nowadays, if you go for Baskin Robbins or Gelato, so these all ice cream shops, what they will give, they will be giving the sampling. We'll go, hey, we'll ask, hey, give me that uh, the raspberry, or give me the strawberry, or give me that butterscotch. You'll have eat the samples, and if it's okay, if you wanted to buy, you buy, or else you'll go away. What you are trying to do here, before taking something, you are doing the sampling of that, and you're checking that whether it is good or not. If it is good, then you proceed further with it. If it is not good, then don't proceed further with it. So that is what sampling, right? Now, what exactly this will be doing over here is, now if you see here, this is what your requirements and requirement gathering and analysis and design they have been done. Now, what they will try to do is they will try to build the prototype over here, means sample, and then they will give it to the your customer presentation. And if the customer is okay, then fine. If the customer is not okay, then once again they will be refining that particular prototype, means making that particular changes according to him. In the same example of the cutting example I told you, right? He will cut and show that, hey sir, this is what you wanted, I just you make some change. Once again he will make the change, and then once again, sir, is this okay, is this enough? Once again you'll say that, hey, once again you change. According to that it will be changed, and according to the customer satisfaction it will proceed further. So this is what the prototype model. And I just wanted to give you some good diagram on this one. You can see this particular good diagram. Requirement gathering. Now, if you see here, this is how the diagram, it gives you the good example. Now, we taken the requirement gathering and all the things, and then now we will be having analysis in the quick design. And after the quick design, so then we'll build a prototype. And once after that one, we will present to the customer's evaluation. The customer says, okay, then it will be proceeded by the next phases, or else it will be defined back to the requirements again. So refine the requirements and incorporate the customer suggestions. Once again it will go to the decision, and then once again they will build the prototype, and then once again the customer. So this would run in this particular loop consistently. So once all done, then it will be proceeded further with the further things. So this is how the prototype model would be executing for us. So what are the advantages of this particular prototype model? Now you see it here. Now the first is the disadvantage which it was cleared off is the customer feedbacks would be rooted out. So means the complete, you can know, see now after 6 months or 1 year, if the customer says that, boss, this is not I expected, or the requirements which you have been developed is outdated, now they will not say now here, but within short span of time they will get these particular requirements. Now you see here what are the advantages and disadvantages of this particular model. Okay, so now if you see here, the advantages, we can have the faster customer feedbacks. Okay, customer feedbacks, because now we design this one and we will present it, design, present, design, present it. Now this is how we will be presenting the customer feedbacks. And secondly, the requirement changes. If you see here, the consistently the requirement getting changed, but still that can be addressed back. The customer satisfaction is most important. So the requirement changes or the customer feedbacks, so that would be consistently taken care on this one. Now what would be the disadvantages of this one? What would be the disadvantages? Any guess? What are the disadvantages of this one?
Time consuming.
Excellent. So this will take lot of time. See now, that for example, if you go to the barber shop, so he can cut 5 people or 3 people at least, rather than cutting if a nudging customer comes like this. So what he will do? He will ask to cut a single hair, and he will distract him. Hey, you are asking me. First of all, he will say that, for an example, now this is what my site, right? You keep this one as a green color header. No, green color is not, it was not soothing for me. Can you keep a red color? And then we keep the red color. No, not red color, keep the blue color. And then he will say that, hey, I think green would be only the better thing. See, he comes to the first point only. Consistently he gives the lots and lots of feedback when you go for that's a human tendency. So we have to be very much cautious with this one. So it will consume lots and lots of time. It will consume. Time consumes, cost increases. Always you remember, time increases, cost increases. These are directly proportional to each other. Time and cost. Always remember, time increasing, cost increasing. These are both directly proportional to each other. Okay, so now we have been seeing this one. So one is time, cost, and as the time is increasing, time to market also increased.
Delays.
Right? It would be delayed to the market. So, these are the things which we wanted to decrease here, but still the same problems are existing in this particular prototype model. Array, these disadvantages are not yet cleared off. Then what else we can do? Then we have another model. It gone for incremental model. What do you meant by incremental model? Example. Someone wanted to say?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Small unit wise small module first they modify, like inbox, after they will send box, like that they all will combine after, sir, incremental model. First one model we take, sir, one module completed means they will take addition, one more addition, add one more module. That time it will take 2 modules. Again 2 modules will completed, work process completed, they will give one more module. Like that incremental model will be created.
Okay, cool, good. See, I'll give you an example, a simple example, so that you can remember for a longer time. First, I draw the head. Next, I draw a head with the legs. Next, I draw a head with the legs and then hands. And next, I draw a head with the legs, hands, eyes, and nose. And next, I have drawn hands, legs, eyes, mouth, and hairstyle also. Now you see what it happened. See, first I draw head, I delivered. Next I have drawn, so the head and this one, and then I delivered. Then I have drawn this, delivered, then this, then this. Actually, he wanted this. But what you see here, is this not an incremental? So first one, I given this. He will not wait. So whatever the customer, the time to see, the basic, the thing which we wanted to reduce is the time to market. And here when we are delivering it, so immediately I take in the customer feedback and I deliver this one into the market. And for this one, I delivered in the market. See, now this is nothing but, so this is a sequential of this one, but consistent iteratives of the waterfall models. See, what is the basic difference between, so I'll give you another example here so that you can directly see here. Incremental model. And all these videos are available, so all these links are available there. You see here, they will analyze, design, code, test, analyze, design, code, test, analyze, code, design, test. If you see here, this is how they'll be giving it. So now for an example, they have given this one. See, 1 plus 1 equal to 2. This is what they wanted. So first they printed 1. Next they printed 1 plus. Then they printed 1 plus 1. Then they printed 1 plus 1 equal. Then they printed 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So this is how they have been done on this. So if you see here, this is the waterfall model. So now the waterfall model, what they will try to do, the consistently they will complete this one and this one, this one, this one, and they try to do this. So this is how the incremental model will gives you the output as quickly as possible. It takes the smaller modules. So as Gautami given the example, so first they will take each and every module. So first they will do that, complete it. See, design, code, test, design, code, test, design, code, test. That's it. This is how they'll be trying to do it, and then deliver the things to us. Got it? Any questions in this incremental model? So always you remember this particular diagram. So this will gives you lot, you can remember it for a lot. And the example for the sweet shop example or ice cream shop example, which we have been given for the prototype model. This will gives you the advantages and disadvantages of this one. Now, what are the advantages of this particular incremental model? It reduces the time to market, right? So because time to market, they're giving the shorter, but soon they have been given it to the market itself. So that's a advantages for them, right? But still it is time taking because they need to follow all these things and then they will be giving the head. And once again, they will go for this. To complete the product, it takes a lot of time. But still, at least one problem what it was sorted out for them is time to market, it reduced a lot. Okay, so that is how the prototype model and the increment model and waterfall model was implemented. The next one is, which is the most important, which is a most experimental, which is RAD model. The name itself, it was saying that RAD. What is expansion?
Rapid application development.
Rapid application development.
Rapid
Now the next,
application development.
Rapid application
cool, got
development.
it. Now, what is this particular rapid application development means? I have module 1, module 2, module 3. Example, the same thing. I'll give the same thing: inbox, outbox, trash. Now, with this particular modules, now we wanted to develop. Now, what we will have is, we will have development team, testing team, right? Here I give 3 developers, 2 testers. Here I give 3 developers, 2 testers, 3 developers, 2 testers. See, in the previous model, what is the problem? There also it was consuming more amount of time for us. So how they wanted to reduce the time? See, now time to market is reduced because they will go each module and then they will give it. But combination of all the modules to going to the market was taking more time for them, right? Right. So how they wanted to reduce that one? So then they thought about the rapid application development, ratting. What these guys will do is they will fix the things as quickly as possible, develop the things as quickly as possible, and put it into the market. So then this model was introduced. Now you take this, so they will analyze, design, code, test. Same things they will be trying to do it. Now they complete this, they will complete this. Now, what they will try to do is they use the concept of Big Bang theory. What they will do is all modules would be clubbed at one shot. Mix all the modules at one shot. And then they will release it to the market. Now, what was the disadvantages of this one or the advantages of this one is the first thing, the basic advantage for this one is time is drastically reduced because three different people are working, means the three different teams are working on this and trying to complete this particular product as quickly as possible. So it saved the time. When the means the number of resources increased, the disadvantage for this one is cost got increased.
High level.
The cost is increased because the resources is increased, right? Because now previously we used to have 5 resources, now we have 15 resources. The cost of the project has been increased. Second major disadvantage is now this module is developed by some team, this module is developed by something, this nothing but right, Big Bang theory. So now we might be hearing it in our 6th class or 8th class subjects in our social studies, or when we are thinking about our universe. So our universe was formed because of this particular Big Bang theory. Means a collision of lot of things. It divided and then it formed.
వీళ్ళు
Guys,
ఇప్పుడు వస్తారు వచ్చినాడు చూడు వాళ్ళు వస్తారు ఇప్పుడు అదే బెడ్ ఖాళీ
boss, can you go on mute? Okay. So when that particular collision happened, so a lot of means our galaxy was formed, and in the galaxy our solar system was formed, and then the solar system was there. So like this, the Big Bang approach is combination or mixing of all the things at one shot. Then that is called Big Bang approach. Now all these modules developed separately and mixed at one shot. Then this is called Big Bang theory for us. So when we started to mix up all these particular modules, then there are a lot of disadvantages it was reflecting back to us. So now what are those particular disadvantages which we wanted to see? That is what uh, the problem in the RAD model. So the Big Bang up, because there are lots and lots of bugs, because when I started to integrate this module with this particular module, this will create lot of problems. So that particular approach will create a lot of issues over here. Okay. Then what means, okay, now by seeing this one, probably you will be getting a small doubt. What is the difference between the incremental model and the RAD model? So anyone can else answer
Incremental,
this?
they will complete one by one, sir. Each part they will complete at a time. They will add after. Once completed means they will add another one. This radish model means they will one module will completed means they will again they want to something requirement. They will give again, we want to modify that one. Again anything bugs will come means again we want to modify. Like that radish model, sir.
RAD model. Okay.
Rad
See,
model.
in the incremental model, every model is one by one. So now if you see here in incremental model, you see this arrow. So I first analyze, design, code, test, then I'll go for the next. Then once again, I'll do analyze, design, code, test, and I'll go for the next. Now what it will happen in the RAD model is every phase will be started parallelly. Everything would be started parallelly and complete that one, and then that once it is done, then it will come back and then club on this one. So now once it is done everything, then it would started to club at one shot, and once it is clubbed, then it will be tested, then it would be moved to the live. But previously what it will happen, one after one, it is a sequential. But this is at one shot we will club all these things and then move further. So that is what the basic differences between the incremental model and the RAD model. So this is how this particular thing, what it advantages of this one is it completes in time, but the disadvantages for this one is it takes cost more because of more number of resources, and then more number of bugs will be getting it because of this particular big bang approach. And time to market it decreased, but I don't think the time to market also decreased because of this one, because if you have more number of bugs, once again we need to test more amount of time. So when you start to test more time for testing the same thing again and again, definitely it will take more amount of time also. So that's the reason this RAD model was failed or a failure. And then I shouldn't say that it is a failure, but it may not fit because of this particular big bang approach. It takes the time, or did this model didn't clear off our disadvantages properly. So that's the reason. So that is a reason it has been not so popularized in the market. But many people tried out this and then burned their hands, and then they started to look for next what else the model we have. So we discussed waterfall model, prototype model, incremental model, and then RAD model. Now we do have another models are also there. Uh, Leave the spiral model because this is mostly for the risk analysis and doing this one. So I'll talk about this one later. But the next ones are the V model, and the next very important thing is agile. So most of the people, most of the teams would be into this particular agile space. Now, means 90% of companies in current day world, the people will be trying to convert into this particular agile world, and they would be doing it, and they would be migrating to this one. So now we spend more time on this agile. So I'll be bringing calling out an agile coach. He would be trying to explain you very detailed about the agile. So because most of your interview questions or most of the things would be coming from this, what is meant by agile model, and how the phases would be and how the delivery would be. Most of the it would be like a complete informative session. So next session will be followed with this particular agile, and then last we will discuss about the V model, and then we'll go for the next topics. So as this is really very important, we wanted to spend a lot of time on this one. At least 2 to 3 sessions we will spend on the agile, and then we will go for the V model, and then as usual according to our content we will follow it. Okay, next session we'll be talking on this particular agile. So go through that videos. We have 3 videos on this agile, 3 sessions. This would be a really wonderful session wherever we required. So that is where it is very important for us. So try to prepare and come back for the session on Monday. I'll be much more better. That guy definitely he will not leave you. Prepare well and come back to the sessions.